we are specialists in all matters of diversity and specifically around neurodiversity. And so we're very passionate about raising awareness about how collectively across our communities, there's a lot of value in how we think differently. So for us, neurodiversity is very much about the diversity of being, the diversity of connecting, how we experience lives differently and how we learn differently and across our lives. And so our focus at Family Pathway for this coming year is access and adaptations within an inclusive environment. So I do think that it's important to get language right, and so as we are in Neurodiversity Week, this is an opportunity to just remind ourselves that neurodiversity is very much around the variation of human brains, and within this umbrella term, which is all of us, we have neurotypical and neurodivergent, where neurotypical is someone with a mind that functions in the way that society deems to be typical, whereas if you're neurodivergent, ADHD, dyslexic, dyspraxic, autistic, co-occurring, and so forth. Someone who's neurodivergent is someone who has a mind that functions in a way that diverges from what society deems to be typical. So I'm really looking forward to sharing with you some of the fantastic work that the staff here at Family Pathway are currently developing across alternative provisions in Cardiff. The alternative provisions that we're working with are mostly aimed at 16 to 25-year-olds, and they are mostly young people accessing level 1s and level 2s. Just a little bit of a backdrop on these young people. These are young people who have got some amazing talents and gifts, but sadly have had very traumatic experiences through education, mostly due to their needs not being met or school exclusions, etc. So our input into these alternative provisions is very much around providing expert support around person-centered planning and access. We provide a lens that is specific to the young person, and we build on their strength. We work with them to really recognize their strengths and understand what the gaps are, what are the barriers, and we work with them and their tutors and the environment to enable access through appropriate adaptations. So the magic in all of this is about securing that actually each young person that we work with feels that they are visible, that they're seen, that they're valued, and that they listen to, and supporting them by building meaningful access so that it means that they can actually participate positively and actually build a really positive sense of identity about who they are, because that's something that's been sort of taken out of so many of the young people that we work with. And I feel very passionately about the identity that we have and how we can better understand self in order to thrive and to flourish. Our work with our young people doesn't finish when they complete their studies at the alternative provisions. Where required, we continue with them on that journey as they go into employment, and in many instances we provide employers with training around neurodiversity within the workplace in order to really secure a positive experience for that young person, because ultimately what we want is for that young person to go into work and to learn how to just be part of the world of work and understand the expectations, but also to be able to be their best self and achieve what they are required to achieve. And so I think it's important to recognise as well to say that these young people, despite the fact that they've had some really tough backgrounds and experiences in education, they are seriously gifted and they have got incredible talents. They have got so much to give to the world. And so our aim is really to break down barriers that they experience, particularly when people make judgments of people who are different. And so we continue to be a champion for breaking down those barriers.
The fear I had was maybe talking to someone I didn't know or was not familiar with.
Can you just tell us a little bit about what you've been doing today on your first day?
I spent about half an hour of my life trying to figure out if Glamorgan was a county, a province, a state, I don't know, like a country, I don't know. But I was able to find out some history about the Morgan family who went in, some bit of history about Wales and the UK in general.
And is this what you're going to be doing moving forward? Can you tell us a little bit about what your role is going to be here?
My role is going to be teaching people about the history of both the Morgan family, Sir Henry Morgan, and of course Llewellyn on the wall.